Hello, everybody, and happy 2026, and welcome to the very first podcast episode of Mantra After Hours. If you don't know me, my name is Praline, and I'm the founder and managing director of Mantra Publicity. And if you're listening to this episode, chances are you're curious about marketing, trying to break into the industry, and wondering if you're even on the right path. Marketing looks glamorous online, but the reality is it's competitive, it's a tough industry to work in, and no one really tells you what to actually do to get your foot in the door. This episode is for the students, the graduates, the career switchers, and anyone thinking, how do I get a job in marketing, and am I even doing enough? In part one of this discussion, I'm joined by Pamela Mabuza, who is currently interning at Mantra Publicity, and we're breaking down what to study, the skills you really need, and how to apply in 2026. So let's get into it. Welcome, Pamela, and thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me, Praline.
Of course. So let's get into it.
Yes.
Do you need a marketing degree to work in marketing?
To be honest, no. You don't need a marketing degree to be in marketing. You can literally study anything related, any qualification related to marketing. I think you also need to be a person who is very creative to be able to go around about marketing and get to understand what it needs and how you can work around it. Other than that, you will not be able to navigate in marketing at all.
Okay, so on that note, what courses do you think students or anybody looking to get into marketing should decide on taking up perhaps this year or next year to kind of increase their chances to stand out when they apply for jobs?
So I studied PR and communication, which is public relations and communication. So I never really looked into marketing, but I knew I had that creative side in me, and I was like, you know what, I need to know where and how I'm going with this qualification, which I ended up in something that had to do with marketing. I must say that the three qualifications that you can look at when wanting to pursue anything that has to do with marketing or social media, if I have to be specific, is PR and communication, is communication management, and marketing, because I feel like they do teach you so much as some of them are limited, but what I studied is not far from marketing at all. It's literally more or less the same thing.
Yeah. And I agree. I think marketing is a very overarching umbrella, and underneath that there are so many aspects to marketing,
Yes.
Especially in today's day and age and the technological shift that we are going through. There's so many different elements of how to market a brand these days, and
Definitely.
I think a relevant qualification in the industry would aid you positively in the long run.
Definitely.
So do you think online courses or short programs are beneficial and worth it?
To a certain extent, I don't think short courses are beneficial. I feel like if you're doing a short course, also work around having experience. Because if you're focusing on just having a short course or doing a short course, it's not going to get you anywhere. So if you balance it out, doing a short course and having experience, it's great. But if you're just going straight into doing a short course and thinking, okay, I can get a job that has to do with marketing or something of that sort, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. So I think having experience, balancing out the two, yeah,
which is
definitely.
what you're doing right now.
Yes.
I think also doing short courses maybe doesn't come across as serious to an
Yes,
employer, right?
yes.
You kind of want to pitch up with a degree or something relevant,
Definitely.
showing them that you have chosen this career and you're serious about it. And then short courses are something that maybe you perhaps take on while you're working and
Yes,
pursuing your experience to
yes.
further your knowledge in the industry.
Definitely.
What should students focus on while studying to stay ahead?
Trends. So I think focusing on the trends that are currently evolving in the industry is very important. So you know that, okay, if maybe, for example, you want to work for an agency, you already know the type of trends that are going around. So let me not say impress, but to show your employer that actually you are ahead, you know what is happening around marketing or the industry itself. Because if you're going to just not research about trends and stuff, then you will not know anything about marketing.
And I think on that, apart from, I would say what you're getting at is being knowledgeable about the industry that you're currently in, and knowing what's happening on a daily basis is important. But I think doing what you're doing now, where you are currently accepted into honors and you are going to be studying your honors next year, which again, congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
But you're also doing a full-time job and you're gaining valuable experience while pursuing your degree. So it is twofold. And I think as you go, like say for instance, the next job that you apply for, as you move up, you not only have your qualifications, but you also have experience. So I think students that are starting off and possibly looking to get into marketing, it's a really good idea to take a part-time job or to take or offer your services on a freelance basis, or just start building some sort of portfolio that you can show a future employee of what you've done and the kind of work that you're capable of. Because being in a creative industry, it is so difficult these days to kind of just show your degrees. Now, agency owners, and especially me, they want to see what your creativity looks like, right? And if you are to join the agency, what kind of services or offering or creative flair do you bring to the work that you'll put out for the clients or the brands or that sort of thing? So yeah, trends are important, but I also definitely think trying to get in experience. How are you finding that though now between getting experience and studying part-time, right?
Well, I was full-time. I was full-time when I joined Mantra. But because my classes were shift online, it was easy for me to navigate. It wasn't hard, but I must say it's not easy. It's not easy because you have sleepless nights and you end up, for example, there would be an assignment that would be due like maybe at midnight. You have to work in a rush. Like you have to plan that, okay, maybe if the assignment is due on this day, you start maybe days before. So you know that, okay, maybe at this time I would be able and I'll be done.
And I think it's testament to really kind of breaking into the working world, because I mean, even one day when you are qualified and you give up studying, working doesn't get any easier. The higher you go, the more difficult it gets. But at that point, because of this that you're going through right now, you would have kind of mastered time management and mastered being strict with your deadlines and making sure that you are meeting your work that you need to get done in an effective way. Whereas I think if people who haven't gone through the studying, I would say like a rite of passage, as they move up, it's kind of difficult to get that work ethic or adopt it because they haven't been through it prior. So I think in a way it is hard, but all good things come to those who not wait, but work hard.
I mean, it was my first time, to be honest. It was my first time balancing both. And to be honest, like I said, it wasn't hard, but it wasn't easy. I think also getting advice from people who have done it before was an easy way for me to be able to handle it. Other than that, I don't think I would have. I think I would have maybe broken down somewhere, like cried about it.
Haven't we all had those days?
You know. So I think the fact that I asked advice from people who have done it before, it was easier for me.
And one day you'll be handing down that advice to like the next future generation. Okay, so what skills do you think make employers stop scrolling on a CV?
So I think being the skills that they would want to see is if you're creative and the brand, if you understand brand identity. I think those are the skills they want to see. They don't want to see that if you're hardworking, yes, that's important, but to a certain extent, it's really not when it comes to how you structure your CV. Not how you communicate, but if you can. They want to make sure that you understand for the role that you're actually applying for. Because at the end of the day, they don't want to hire somebody that doesn't understand what they're actually doing.
True. I do agree. I think that when you are applying for a role, 9 out of 10 times, your employee really wants to see that you have studied within the industry,
Yes.
and you also understand
Definitely.
parts of the industry. We're not looking for expert level because we're talking about like newcomers to the industry, but that you understand communications. That obviously comes through in the way that your CV is structured, the way you've worded your paragraphs, that sort of thing. And also kind of just showcasing, never ever say that you're a perfectionist. Like, I think that is the
Definitely.
misconception. It's
Definitely.
something that was told from our great grandfathers that has been passed down to generations, and they say I'm a perfectionist, and then when they actually start working for you, they're not a perfectionist. So don't say that.
Yes.
If you're not a perfectionist, obviously if you are, it will show in your CV, but you want to be honest about the type of person that you are, and you want to provide
definitely.
examples for that sort of thing. So I think an overarching understanding about marketing, and showcasing whatever you've studied and how you've implemented that in certain aspects of the work that you've done will aid you well in the long term.
Yes, I agree. I definitely agree.
Okay, and how important would you say social media content creation and analytics and AI tools is for an individual now to have, like, those sorts of skills
Very
when
important.
applying?
That's very important. So, social media, content creation, AI, all of those things are very important because, we are evolving. We use AI, we use ChatGPT, all these things. So I feel like it's very important for us to know all these things and understand it and know how to navigate around it.
100%. I think PR and strategic communication 10 years ago, this
not
didn't
the same.
exist, right?
Definitely.
And now you're having to pivot. So even a mainstream PR specialist or PR practitioner would now need to also understand how social media works, also needs to
Definitely.
understand AI, and also
Definitely.
needs to be quite skilled in digital because it is so holistic now and it is all intertwined. So you can't necessarily specialize anymore, whether you're internal marketing or
Or not.
external marketing, because especially companies, they're looking for multi-skilled people. So I think, like you said, students that are coming into the industry and newcomers, it is very important. Like for yourself, you studied PR and you wanted to go into mainstream PR, but you find yourself doing a lot of content creation at Mantra.
Definitely.
And kind of plunging yourself into the creativity and online presence for the brands, because that is very important part of the job these days. And I think in like even a year or two from now, we're all going to be very skilled or have to be very skilled in AI.
Definitely.
And we had this conversation earlier in the year about some people not wanting to use ChatGPT
At
because
all.
they feel like it's going to make us
Dumb.
and that isn't really the case. It means that you're basically using AI in the wrong way.
Yes.
And it's about pivoting. It's about really plunging yourself into what AI is and learning about it to enhance and elevate your skill
skills.
set. Yeah.
Yes.
And you've done that. How have you found it has helped you in maybe your menial tasks day to day?
Well, I am still learning how to navigate around AI, but I must say that it has been very helpful in how I navigate around my tasks.
Okay. And what character skills matter most at entry level?
Character skills. Not only should you be confident, but I feel like you should be self-driven. You should know what you want. For example, if you're in marketing, you need to be passionate. Don't be that person where you're just doing it for the sake of doing it. So I think not only be confident and self-driven, and I feel like love it. Love what you do. Don't just do it for the sake of doing it. Not only does it also go about creativity, I feel like you should love what you're doing. Love what you're doing.
Yeah. 100% agree. And it's not an industry for everybody, which we've also
Definitely.
spoken about before.
Yes.
It's you have to be resilient and you have to persevere. And it really comes down to how much do you want it. And once you push through that threshold, I think you really do start enjoying what marketing really is and PR. But like we said before we came onto this podcast, it's a lot of work and it isn't a 9 to 5. And yeah, if you have a passion for it, it really just becomes something that doesn't feel like work every day.
Yeah, it feels like, oh, I'm being creative. This is nice. You know, you enjoy it.
Yes.
I enjoy it. So I enjoy doing what I'm doing. I definitely enjoy it. Not only because I like it and because I'm in love with it. Yeah.
And then what is one skill every marketing student should start learning this year? If there was one skill you could tell somebody to just start working on.
If you'd like to apply for any agency, for example, I feel like you should always research on the agencies that you want to apply for. When researching, don't research what basically, this is just the agency that I want to work for. Go deeper. What they work on, what are the brands they work on, if these are the brands that you would like to work with, or maybe if they align to you, maybe. I feel like that's where people misunderstand everything when it comes to applying at agencies. They always just go like, I'm just applying for agencies because I like this brand. No, but understand if you will be able to work with that specific brand. Learn about that and then research about those agencies and what they work on and whatsoever, their service and whatsoever. Then you can start reaching out. Hi, I'm who. This, if you have experience, for example, I've worked with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I would like to apply for not specifically an open role, but be specific on the role that you want. Mm-hmm. But just know that you don't just start at a junior level of, I want to be a PR and social media person or coordinator. No, you start an intern if you have no experience. That's where you start. Then you move up. Always research on the agency, the brands they work with, and their services. And if you're able to do it, then you continue to apply.
Do you think portfolios matter? And if so, what if you don't have any experience?
Yes, portfolios do matter. I feel like if you don't have experience, get that experience. Because it's very important to have experience. Even if you don't, for example, you don't know how to navigate around it. What I did was I went to the agency I wanted to work for and I built my portfolio from there. I wasn't paid. I wasn't nothing. I went there and I asked them, okay, I like your brands. I researched about the agency and I asked them, can I please work with you guys? I love your brands because 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I gave them a full-blown insights of what I want and how I can navigate around everything that they do. So it's very important to
take what you want, basically. And money in the beginning is not so important because you really just need that experience to show the next agency that you want to work for that you actually do have something to show.
Okay. Because at the end of the day, you won't be lucky. Nobody's the same.
Especially in Cyril's economy, right?
Yes.
Jobs are hard to come by and you kind of have to put your best foot forward and be willing to do whatever you need to do to get your experience.
Get that experience, guys. Always be like, make sure you get that experience. That's what I did. I got that experience. That's why I'm here today.
Yeah. 100%. And then, do you think you should DM brands or founders when applying?
No, definitely not. Rather, try by all means to get their emails. Like, even if it's on LinkedIn, they have their emails there, maybe for the company email. Get that email. Try somewhere, somehow to get the email. Do not DM brands. Do not... whatever, the founders, do not do that. That is not professional at all.
I do agree. And apart from the fact of it just like you want to make a good first impression and be professional, it also might just get lost because, I mean, companies, brands, founders, agencies, because the industry is so saturated, we're inundated all the time. So it will be missed, you know?
Definitely.
And it's very hard to transfer something. I mean, I don't know a founder that works off DMs. It's very difficult. We kind of work off our email inboxes. And if you email me and I look at your CV and I really like it, it's probably sent to HR. And if there's a role available, we will call you in for an interview. Otherwise, if it's stuck in a DM, it will be stuck there forever because I can't access your CV and then I've got to send it to my email address. So when applying, just kind of think on behalf of the person that's receiving it and making that process for them as seamless and easy as possible.
And you're also helping yourself because you're not trying to get your CV lost. You're trying to land a role.
Yeah. And then the last question for today, biggest mistakes students make when job hunting?
They don't want to take experience without being paid. They just wanna get that experience, but you need to pay me for it. They always have. I feel like don't have that attitude when you're trying to build your career, and especially in marketing.
Yeah, I think it is twofold, but it does come down to work ethic, and
yeah.
I had an amazing thought in my head, and then it like left.
That's how I feel because I'm nervous.
Instantly. You said don't have that work ethic. Don't. And then, oh yes, this is what I was going to say. Okay, so like with other careers, other industries, for instance, if you want to become a doctor or a lawyer, part of your course is practicals, right? So that's kind of where you're getting your experience or your foot in the door.
Yes,
marketing isn't like that. We don't have practicals that we go through in our courses. So it's kind of like you graduate, and then after that you're left to your own footing to find a way to get into the industry. And unfortunately, it's not going to be as great because you hadn't had done your practicals or made those connections or network.
And you know
right
what, when I studied PR and communication, we have this thing of we do work integrated learning. So when you do that, when they give you that opportunity and they give you a letter at school, take it with literally everything in you. Take it, because that helps you in the long run if you want to be in marketing, whichever course that you're doing, as long as they say you guys have work integrated learning, take it, do it. Don't do it at, we had this thing of community management. Don't go to community management. Try and fight by all means and go to any agency that you want to work for and do it. Because that helps you in the long run. If you don't want to get paid, that's fine. Do the work integrated. But if you didn't do the work integrated and you don't have the opportunity now, then you have to take what you're taking right now.
Well, I think the practical takeaway from that is that your application should show effort and not perfection. Thank you so much for joining me on the very first episode of Mantra After Hours today, Pamela. And if you're a student or graduate listening to this, don't count yourself out before you've even started. Apply, ask questions, build your skills, and make the effort visible. Thank you for listening to the episode of Mantra After Hours. Make sure you follow us for more honest conversations about careers, creativity, and building your path in the industry. Come back for part 2 in 2 weeks' time, where we dive into the reality after you land your first job, and we will hear a first count experience from Pamela herself. Until then, I will see you guys in the next episode.
Bye.